PET system. The main thing is this is the main instrument, and here's the software part, and this is the preconditioning system, right? Before putting your sample here for the measurement, you should pre-treat your sample so that if it has any kind of moisture or anything, you should pre-treat your sample. Okay? And then uh, in this box, you need to put nitrogen, liquid nitrogen. The nitrogen is there. The nitrogen, there are gloves. You can use gloves, and then you can put this nitrogen here. You can move this. Okay. You can take it out. Maybe it already has liquid nitrogen, I think. So first we have to turn it on from the back side. Okay, before you start, you should check the condition of all the oxygen cylinder, the cylinder, nitrogen and oxygen, and one more. So you should check whether these are empty or not. If these are empty, then you should inform the analysis room, and they will fill it again, and only then you should use. Make sure that these needles are not here or not completely empty. So to turn it on, you should turn it on from the back side. Let me see. Okay. Take first. That's right. No, possible. And then you should pull this out, and you should check the temperature. Mostly this instrument works efficiently at 40 degrees C. Treatment of the sample, you should turn this on. And you can set the temperature from here. So it depends upon your individual sample, what temperature you want to heat your sample. So it's a heat treatment. So it can go up to maybe 1000 degrees C, but maybe your sample could, maybe for your sample it could be sufficient around 200 degrees C or 250 degrees C. So you can set temperature from here. Okay, it's already set in this case. You need to press SCL, and then you can change from up and down. Okay. So in this case, I'm setting it around 250 degrees C, and after fixing it, you should press it. Heat. You can start from the pre-treatment. Here are the two parts of the software. One is BellMax and another one is BellMaster. So BellMax measurement, whatever measurement will be done, that will be done by this BellMax software. So after your temperature is at 40 degrees C, you should click on this BellMax. So for 40 degrees C. BellMaster is for data analysis or data acquisition. Okay, if you want to take the data, then you should press BellMaster. So after the completion of your measurement, you should press BellMaster, and tomorrow when our sample will be completed, then I will tell you about the function of BellMaster. Okay. So first of all, before using the instrument, you should make sure that here are the two ports. It has three ports actually, but we generally use only these two ports, and we don't even touch this port. So this we call as port number 1, and it's port number 3, and this one is as port number 2. So in most of the cases we generally use port number 1 and port number 3. So before installing the samples into these two ports, we should first check whether these are tightly closed or something is entrapped inside there. So you should check first. So you should open this. This is the way you should open this. And then one by one you can check. Okay, it should have this. This link should be there. And then you can check, because sometimes what happens that this ring sometimes remain inside, so you should be careful. So to make sure that nothing is inside, sometimes this ring is left inside. So even we remove this, and then this ring is left inside, we can remove this ring like this, even if it is inside. So even you remove this, you should confirm that it is removed. You can check it again so that there is anything else. So first first thing is to check whether it is closely tight or not, right? And then we should, this is just for checking, not sample installing. Okay, don't touch it very harshly, otherwise it will be difficult to open it back. So you should just rotate it so that it is tight, not very tight. Okay, similarly you can check the second one, port number 3. This is port number 2. We never touch this. It is always as it is. Same thing you can do with this. Okay, again here this ring is here, but for the confirmation you can just test it out whether anything remains inside or not. Because if anything is inside, then vacuum may not be good. Sorry. This is before starting the preconditioning or pre-treatment, span adjustment we call. So until the system prepares, we should do the span adjustment. So after confirming this and it is okay, tight, everything tight, close, and then now we should start the preconditioning. The temperature is also around perfect. And then now just go to Belmax. Okay. Now this is span adjustment, the preparation of the instrument to get ready for the measurement, right? So you have to press the Belmax, and then after Belmax you have to press on the system. After clicking on the system, you need to press on span adjustment. Span adjustment, then yes, and then OK, and then the last skip. Okay, now this is, we are making the system ready for the measurement. So now it will take some time, mostly it is around 2 hours. It takes 2 hours for the system to get ready. Okay, so by that time we can start preparing our sample. We can start putting our sample into the cylinders. So for this measurement, we should know the weight of our samples, and to get to know the weight of the samples, we need to get to know the weight of these wires, empty cylinders. Make sure that these are already clean. Wait. Okay, so first one, and this one, and most generally the weight of these caps is also different. So you should make sure that you should always use same cap for same cylinder. Otherwise there will be weight difference in maybe in mgs. But to get the exact idea about your sample, you should be very accurate enough. So you need to put first this cylinder inside and then close it. And let's take the measurement of the weight. Empty. Okay, empty measurement. Let me note it down. So port number 1. Empty, so we can note it down around 27.31 See, there is a lot of vibration, but when this rings comes, you should go down that value. So I'm moving down approximately 318. The fluctuations are very high. But okay, 86 I'm moving it down. So empty. This one empty. For this, so you should put it in. Okay, you can start putting samples. That's right. Okay, let's put the sample inside. So to put the sample, okay, to remove any confusion, let's take this inside so that nothing should be here. And then without, okay, and then you should use these to make sure that these are all clean. And then this is used to put your sample inside to make sure that your sample should not touch the wall. So now your weight of the sample, you have to be very particular about that factor, because if you put too much weight, too much sample, then depending upon the surface area, your sample can take very long time for the measurement completion. Usually we make reservation for 12 hours or 24 hours. So depending upon the surface area, if you put your sample, if you fill your sample up till here, if you fill it completely, then possibility is there that machine will take very long time to calculate the surface area of whole sample. So the minimum amount that is required for the machine, for the measurement is, because there is also lower limit is also there. So 0.05 gram, or you can say 50 mg, the minimum sample. But you should always take slightly more than this. This is the minimum amount that is always taken. So now you can measure. So you should always start from putting the sample very slowly, because if you by chance you put your sample, extra sample, then it's difficult to take it out. So always start from the very small amount. So now you can take it out. So we need approximately 0.05. But one more thing. Okay, if you take exactly 0.05, then after heating, then there is possibility that the weight of your sample is reduced, because there may be possibility that your sample may have some water inside. So if you heat it, then the actual weight will be reduced. So try to keep it somewhat around 0.7 or 0.8, or either you can do one thing. You can dry your sample in your lab at whatever temperature you want to do here. So the chances of error is very, very less. Okay. So in my case, I think it is 0.7 and 37 and 36. I'm taking it 3876. Now it's clearly around 0.07 gram. So just to be safe side, I'm taking it a little bit extra, because my sample is heated at only 100 degrees C. Okay. Same thing with my second sample. Okay, now here you see inside there is ring. So you should remove it before you put the samples. Yeah. So now you have to port number 1 and port number 3. So you have to install your sample here. So you can do it in this way. Okay, so you should do it like this, and then okay. This is cold chamber. no heating here, but here the heating is there. Okay, so this is cold one, just to hold your sample only. You cannot heat. This is heated one. And then this third one. You can install your sample here, and then you need to start vacuum. Use the vacuum, stop the heat, and you should wait till it cools down. It's cooling chamber inside. So you have to wait for some time until I think it's hot. And then here you can, the stand adjustment is complete now. So you need just to press just OK. That's it. And next thing starts after this weight measurement. So until we get this, you need to wait for some time. Okay, by that time we can put nitrogen, liquid nitrogen over here. For that we need to take it out. Maybe it has enough. Yeah, it has enough, I think. Okay, it has enough. So, no, it's enough.
Yes, it's enough. It will work.
Yeah, I think it's enough, I think. If it is empty, then you need to take out from there.
Oh.
I hope you have used this. Okay, let me
show.
First, this is the carrying chamber. Take it out. But first, here the gloves. Very important, very important one. I hope you know the dangers of liquid nitrogen very well. So you have to be very careful. So have gloves. And then take it out, and then you can take a small amount. And it has very low amount, but I think okay, very small amount is there. You need to press it and then close it. And then you need to put it over there. So first, before you start your experiment, you should always check whether liquid nitrogen is available there or not. Okay, and now fixing is also. It is true, it is fixed, that it is fixed well. Because now this inside to this hole, so this fixing should be very proper. If you don't fix it like this, your cylinder will be broken, because it will go up and then it will be all broken. By this time, okay, it's also pull down. Okay, almost cooled down. Okay, now you can again check the weight. Now this is actual weight your sample has. Now we have to fit our these two samples to these two ports. So in my case, port number 1, this one. And one more important thing, here you see that these nut bolts are having some gap, right? You can see some circles. Okay, but for that we should use these nut bolts over here. So now see carefully. Okay, ring is not here, so again you need to take it out. Okay, so we are using these parts from these tubes to here. And okay. Now we need to remove this. Take it out. Okay, this one we're using. Make sure that there is only one ring, right? Yeah, only this part should be out. Right? So, you see now it is completely attached. Earlier there was some gap. So to fit it completely, we use this instead of this already used. Okay. Now this is second one from here. This one I am taking. So I'll be using it over here. So take this. Okay. Make sure that now these are completely closed. Okay. Okay, because if these are not completely closed, if these two are not completely closed, that means there is something inside, particularly this ring. So if you think that this is not tightly closed, then you should again open this and you should again find this, because this is the only problem we generally do. Sometimes there are two rings inside, or sometimes there is one ring inside. So it doesn't create perfect vacuum. It creates problems. So be careful about this. Okay, I'm just seeing. And then this you need to take out here. You can put them here. You can close this. So once you are sure that everything is done, now let's come back here. Okay, now we have to start the measurement, right? Go to measurement. Okay, sorry, where you have to put second? No, measurement.
Measurement.
Yeah, measurement. Here, this one, measurement.
Here.
Yeah, this one. Measurement. And then high accuracy mode. Okay, now you can choose the operator also. Okay, Now we need to save that DVD file where all our data will be saved. Mostly data. In my case, it is go to your lab number and then you can get today's date. Okay, save. Okay, so this is your standard file where all your data will be saved. Now you need to enter the data of your samples, both samples you have. So first one you have to okay. So now you have to set the name for your sample. Okay.
So you have to click port 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then separate first sample is now under this file you have to put the introduction of your sample. What sample name or something like this. Okay, so I'm just giving it as test1.
Before save this one, you have to put
This one?
information.
No, I think you did not give this one. This is overall measurement data, and this is your individual data sheet you will be getting.
Okay, got it.
And here you can give the sample name or whatever. Here the condition, under what condition you did, 252 hours or 252 hours, 250 degrees C. And now this is very important one. So in this case it is gram. So you should enter the value in grams only. That's why I entered the value in gram, and it was 0.068 for first sample. Okay, as you start saving the data for the first sample, you see this earlier this color was red. Okay, and as you click saving for this information for that sample port number 1, this red color is removed. Okay, so you can again verify this test. Okay, yeah, it's all saved. And then same thing is to be done for port number 3. Okay, now as you clicked on port number 1, you see this information, your file location. And then when you click on port number 3, your file location, you will decide at where you want to save. Say for example, S3, save, and then again sample S3, and then condition again, same condition we had, and then weight, it was 0.1093. So you should again confirm this. Okay, now you see different location you have, different file name. In fact, if you click on this S33 and port number 1, you have this data. So now your sample has got the location. Your overall file is in this folder, and the sub files are in this folder again. Okay. So now you need not to do anything with other data. The only thing is you have to go for start measurement. Let me confirm this. Okay. Yeah, start measurement.
Save parameter setting, no?
Yeah, we have already done that. Which parameter?
No, this one.
No need to do that. Okay. Yeah. Because if you want to do it again, same thing. If you are same operator, if you are using same condition, only then you need to do that.
Okay.
But I think maybe every time your sample may need different conditions, so you need not to do that.
Okay.
So now you can start measurement. Okay, and now he's asking, do you want to start measurement? Okay, so we will do yes. Okay. Yeah. After some time, a window will appear. Initialize this. Okay, yeah. So you have to wait till this window appears, and then you have to simply click to. Now it is asking that fill the diver with liquid nitrogen and put the insulation cover on the diver. But we have already done that. It is asking that you should put liquid nitrogen and then install the port number 1. We have already done that, right? And leave DVD2. We are not using DVD2. It is always as it is. And install port number 3. We have already done that. And everything is done. Then you need not to quit. Yeah, if you quit, then it will stop. So definitely you should click on OK. Okay, now the measurement has been started. Now it depends upon your sample, how porous is your sample, and according to that it takes time. So now we have to come back here to this window, and after completion we will start it. Now it is asking that a span adjustment will start. So you don't need to press OK. So you will need to cancel. Otherwise, if you start OK, then it will again start measurement. So you need to press cancel. Okay, and then you can. These are the plots of your samples for sample number 1, sample number 3. So now because data measurement is complete, so next step is the data acquisition, how to get the data. So I told you yesterday that this is for operation measurement and this one is for data measurement, data acquisition. So I will click on Bell Master. Go to open a file and then open, then absorption, desorption, isotherm. Okay, and find your file where we saved it. We saved it. Go to that folder. Okay, so the first. Okay, so this is our plot of the first sample. Option is option down. Click on the BET plot and then we will find this correlation curve, and for this correlation curve we should have the correlation coefficient very close to 1, 0.999, very close to 1. Then you will get better measurement if you make this correlation coefficient close to 1 or 0.999. So this will give the correlation between the absorption curve and desorption curve. So one is the correlation should be maximum. So this value should be close to 1. If it is not close to 1, you can change this value. You can increase or decrease these numbers until this value becomes either maximum 1 or 0.9999. So this time it's already 0.99, so we need not to do anything with this. So next one is again go to file and then absorption desorption isotherm is most important if you want to take the idea of the surface area. But if you want to have the idea about the porosity of the sample, how much porous, hollow, how much hollow or how much porous is your sample, then you should also take this uh, DJH plot. Okay, this will give you the idea about the porosity of the sample, how much porous is your sample. And one more is, this is for mesopores, right? DJH plot, if your sample has big, very big pores, very big holes in your sample, so then you need to take DJH plot. And if your sample needs have very small micropores, very small porous material, micropores of few nanometer or few micrometers, then you need to take MT plot. So mostly we take these plots. Okay. So now we have all curves, absorption resorption curve, and the method that we made correlation equal to 1, and DJH for big pores, MT for small pores. So now we want to save this data. Okay. So we will click on file, click on report setting. You can note down. Okay, a new pop-up window will appear. If you click on report setting, then now you can drag these plots, drag the method, drag, click and drag, click and drag. Now you have to drag all into this pop-up window and then report output. Click on report output. And then it will take you to the location where you want to save. So for example, this is test 1. Okay. Excel format. Check the format. It is Excel. Your data will be saved in Excel format. So now it is processing your data to be exported into the Excel format. So you can check how it has been exported. So this is your data. The details of the sample, whatever sample you put, and then here you have BET. So BET is, this is meter square. This 41, in this case it is 41.732 meter square per gram. So this is actually the main parameter that you measured, surface area. Okay. So the same thing you can try with the second sample also. Okay. then you can close this software. Okay, so that's all. And after finishing, you can close this window also. And then we need to remove the samples now, right? Okay, sample removal. Let's remove the sample. Okay, make sure that we need to remove it in this direction. Direction should be, you should be careful about it. Oh, be careful. Take it out. And second sample. Okay, but you remember we have taken these two from here, so we have again put them back. Okay. But don't forget to put this, because this is some blockage, so that no air should pass through this during rest time. Okay. Okay, and then close. Okay, don't press it too much, just to fix it. Okay, and then second one again same, but don't forget to put this. So how to put this? First this, and then this, and then this, and then okay, ring is here, and then this again. But you should make sure that nothing is inside, so you can check it again. If you have some doubt that some ring is already there, so you can confirm it always. That's all, and then you can put them back. If you have some problem, mostly it has this issue, then you can remove these rings. Then you can take this, that all this here. Okay, now you have to take back your samples, right? Now the next step is the cleaning. So for cleaning, ethanol bottle. Okay. Thank you. Make sure that these are clean.
Doctor?
Yeah. Okay, first time just to remove your sample from inside. Okay, and then second time. It's very delicate, so you have to be very careful. But still, if you think that something is still left inside, then you should use some that. You should take clean this first, and then add some water, and then okay. Maybe I think this neck is very too tight. I think that's why it's not going inside. But in this way, you can clean. So we have another one. Okay, it's not good. I think it's clean. Although it is clean, but if samples still remain inside, you can use this one. You can use. Okay, if your sample is still inside. So even after cleaning with brush, just last time, just shake it so that anything remains inside. So now it's clean. I hope it's clean. And after cleaning, you can put it like this. So that if any liquid is inside, it can go out. So same thing with this. And now this one also. You can clean it in day one also. You need not to wait to clean this one day two. So, okay. And one last time. Okay. Anybody want to try cleaning second one? Who wants to try? Nobody? So you should make, before you leave, you should clean it as much as possible. That's all. This. Put this here. And after you finish this, you should clean this also. Okay, and then everything should be clean after this. After you finish, you close this. Okay, you can close this, and then finally turn it off from back side. Okay, and close this. That's all. Finished.